It's going to be a really fun do-it-yourself video, and it's actually inspired by a lot of celebrities in Hollywood. It's a big trend where you see all of these celebrities with like clip-on bangs, right? Alright guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our hair, and you can buy hair anywhere. You can even buy it at CVS. If you have black hair, they have like a really dark base hair, and I'm using this is like the lightest shade that Sally's carries. This was like $7 I think, or it was like under $10, and if you get their pro card or whatever, it's like $6, I don't know. But this is what it looks like. It's just hair, and you're going to want to do short hair because if you do 18 inches, you're just going to cut off about 10 inches off the hair, so you don't want to. So what we're going to do first is we're going to measure how much we want. I want about that much. And if I were to just do one like width, it would be too thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it double. So I'm going to fold it like this. Let's see how to fold it too, right there. Then I'm going to take my scissors. I'm using my professional cutting scissors. And I'm just going to cut that. And there we go. Just cut it right there. And the rest of the hair you can toss it out. And now you're going to want to keep this little width of hair right here. And you're gonna go in and measure it and make sure that you want it to fall. Like I want mine to fall right here because I'm gonna want the bang. You're gonna take your scissors, and believe me guys, this is like the easiest way to totally create your own bangs instead of going out and chopping them off. I'm gonna be taking my scissors once again, and I'm just gonna cut this little section that is folded, because if we were to glue the hair like that, you would have that little bump, and you don't want that bump because then it's gonna look really unnatural and you're gonna have like a lopsided bump. Once again, make sure that that's how you want it. Now I'm going to be taking white glue. This is white glue from Sally's. This dries like kind of clear, kind of white. But if you want it and you're doing dark hair, you can always get the black one. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to apply a thin layer of glue. And I'm doing it on this side. Do you guys see how like there's more of a bump, a raise, as opposed to this side that has no raise? You want the flat side facing up. So this, the little bumpy side in the middle to create a little clear glue right there. Then I'm going to take the other piece, and once again the little bumpy side goes in, and we're just going to mesh them together just like that. And I'm just going to kind of squeeze it first with my hands. Then I'm going to set it down, and I'm going to turn my flat iron on and turn it on to like 375. You guys can kind of hear that little popping sound. That's the glue boiling. And some of you are going to ask, why are we doing this? This is just going to lock in the glue. And I'm holding it right there so you guys can see done this. Make sure you leave these out to cool for about 5 minutes. I let mine cool out for about 5 minutes now. So the next step that we're going to do is we're going to sew on clips. Now if you sew on dark clips so you guys can actually see what I'm going to be doing, like once it's on. So I'm going to go sew these on. And the way that we're going to sew these clips on, you guys, is that we're going to sew 2 clips, only 2 clips. You can do 3 if you'd like. We're going to sew on 2 clips right at the corner right here. One right there and then one right here. So I'm gonna go sew those on and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I sewed on my little clips right there. It's really simple. You guys would probably already know what to do even anyways. So now I'm gonna take my bang and I'm gonna decide where I want it. Now I don't want it too close here. I want to go at least about 1 inch or 2 inches back, and I want mine right about there, so that way when I lift my head up, you know, I have a bang. Now this doesn't mean that our bang is done. I mean, you can obviously leave it like this long if you want, but I would just put it about 1 inch instead of 2 inches back, so that way you have that little bang sweep and stuff. But we're not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is, what I'm gonna do for the bangs that I'm going for, you can do side sweep bangs. Like I said, you can even probably just do it like this. Look how nice that falls. You can just trim it a little. But what I'm gonna do is I want mine to look like kind of like Christina Aguilera's in Burlesque. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look down and I'm gonna take about 1/2 inch out, just like that. And you guys will see why right now. Then I'm going to take the hair and twist it around all the way. If you have like thinning shears, this will work so much better for you, but I don't have any. And I don't have them on me. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off slowly. I always like to cut off less than more because you can never put more on. So I'm going to just twist it, and it's twisted. And I'm just going to take my scissors and point cut it. If you're going to do this to your own bangs, you guys please practice ahead of time on extensions before you Now this isn't done. Don't think it is done. We're gonna have to style it now and make sure that it is the way that we want it to be. Turn my flat iron back on. And since this is where I kind of want my bang to like be placed, I'm just gonna flat iron my hair extension and give it a nice little wave to it like that. And I'm gonna hold it in my hand because it's hot. And I'm gonna let it fall gently. And then I'm gonna toss this hair forward. And this little hairs right here is actually gonna help it blend. Now I kind of like these bangs this way, but I want them to be a little bit more thinner, and not thinner but wispier. So we're gonna cut them a little bit more wispy. And what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna take it and point cut it first. And point cutting is where you just point cut the ends. You don't really do much. And as I can see, they're a little uneven. So now I'm gonna go back in and fix them. And I'm just gonna point cut these here. What I just did is I kind of went in and did a little bit of point cutting, and you can just shake these out and do whatever you feel more comfortable doing. You can also use, for example, you can blow dry them and just take your brush, and this is gonna give them a lot more volume. See how I just honestly just gave that volume, and I haven't even used heat. I'm just taking a round brush and just running it through like that. And look, you have these really cool, like you would totally look so different just wearing these little bangs. I mean, look at me, I look funny. But that's because I'm a guy and I'm always not gonna wear these out. But this is the Kennedy Johnson. Anyways, but you can adjust them to make them heavier. See how all I did was go a little bit forward, and look how heavy my bangs look now. They're super heavy, but they're so cool. I like these. I like this color. I feel like Christina Aguilera. I want to be up there. I'm just kidding. If you guys can tell me what scene that's from, you might get a gift. So let me know down below. But you can adjust these bangs to put them wherever you want, or you want to put them up here to make the bang shorter. Look how funny my hair would look like if I had hair like this. What's up, guys? I'm just kidding. But